What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. Welcome. It's Friday. Good morning, everybody. Glad you're here. So listen, this is going to be an interesting session. It's going to be a fun one. We have some things to take a look at over here. Listen, time to get to surf. We've been surfing. I'm looking around me. A lot of people really crushing it. I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing going on. I really, really, really like it, seeing people working the course and producing results. All right, happy to. If you had a good July, smash that like button right now. If you're on the right side of the market and you're making money, smash the like button as we get started here on Friday. Good morning, DR. What's going on over here? Gold at 2K, loving it. Yeah, we're going to take a look at gold this morning for sure. It's getting ready to possibly 3 touches over here. 3 touches, 1, 2, 3 against the new all-time highs. It's knocking. If it gets let loose, meaning if we break the resistance to new all-time highs, there's nothing in the way. We'll see what happens. That could go. It could continue. Go back to 2008. Just keep this in your mind, by the way. Go back to 2008. Go back to the last time the Fed did QE after the last crisis. It's like rinse and repeat, right? Those guys know how to make bank. All right, so here's gold. Here was gold. Gold's all-time high, right? And then you could see as gold made the new all-time highs over here, what happened? Everyone tell me. It then pulled back, retested that broken resistance, confirmed it as support, and then it started running. This is the most similar situation that we are in. The last time the Fed went all in was back in 2008. So what about silver this morning over here? Good morning, Daniel, Kenneth. What's going on, everybody? Derek, good to see you here. Corey. Morning, Matt. That's right. It was an awesome July. What's going on? South Africa here. Thank you so much. All the new people who have just joined us over the past month. So glad that you're here with us. Sweden. What's going on? Yeah, Tom. Please go ahead, just smash that like button for joy. It's Friday. We all are doing pretty well. So we're all very blessed, right? Let's keep it mindful of that. Murray, I don't know what you did, brother, but I thank you. Let me take a look. Murray, wait for gold to break out, pull back, then buy. Yep, you got 2 choices actually when it comes to gold if you're interested in getting a piece over here as gold gets ready to trade towards new all-time highs. What am I looking at here? Oh, 3-day chart. Let me zoom in. All right, here's where we live on the 8-hour. This is where we're picking up waves. You're wondering the correct play, right? So again, what we do day in and day out, swing trading on the currency pairs is different from what I'm talking about in this moment, and that's because we are approaching gold, silver, precious metals, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies now as entering their bull market phases, right? In a bull market, you're already positioned in and you're holding, but you could add to that bigger position you have by drawdowns, right? On Bitcoin, for example, 20-30% drawdowns, you buy, right? On gold, that's like 3 to 5% drawdowns. You saw a 3.8% drawdown over here into 1900. If that happens again, any 3 to 5% drawdown off all-time highs, Murray, I think is a good place to lean in to buy the pullback. At the same time, right now, you don't want to be in the trade buying here, right? You want to wait to see if you break above. If you do break above to new all-time highs, wait for the first pullback and then resumption out of it to get into that trade. That's a high probability trade, whereas entering here would be a low probability trade. However, again, bull market, looking to buy on pullbacks. You could wait for a 3 to 5% pullback to get involved. So is that same thing on silver? It's very similar. Let's take a look at silver because 2450 is the resistance, right? Get above there, same thing. Then wait for the pullback, get involved in silver. That's a high probability setup. This was a gift. This was a 15% pullback. This happened overnight. It was impossible. I didn't see it. It was impossible. When I woke up, price was all the way back, recovered 7%. That's a 7 though, 7% drawdown as you are right now. Is that a place to buy gold? I mean, silver? I think so. I think so. What are you? Yeah, 8.3% off the high. Is that a place to buy silver? I think so. Right? 15%? Definitely adding. If we get back down over there. Good morning. Glad to see you over here. DJ, thanks for all that you share. And each one of you, thanks for all that everyone brings to this community, which is just like, I thought it was awesome a couple of months ago. It gets better and better every day because of all of you. So we're great for that. Yep, silver's near that resistance over there. I own GBTC. I think buying Ethereum on Grayscale doesn't make sense. Premium's too much. Yeah, let's take a look now what's going on with the US dollar, Mexican peso over here. And, I'm just going to step back. You can see right now we're back into this resistance over here. This was the 2168 level. We've hit it again yesterday. We're back to it. You have to watch what happens. If you get back above this resistance over here, we could be seeing some take profits that will be occurring across the equity markets. Now, that's not necessarily where I'm leaning. Right? We're targeting this area over here. We're looking to buy over here. But, seasonally, the first few weeks of August, we're expecting a little pullback. Hopefully, that means a pullback into that trend line, right? So if you don't, either which way, when I say seasonally, I mean, if you look historically over the past 5, over the past 10, and then in the past 15 years, during the first 3 weeks of August, the equity markets have traded down. So I don't really think this time will necessarily be any time different, except of course, if we receive, I don't even know what's going on with Congress, and I don't know when they're working. It seems to me they're always on vacation. So I have no idea whether or not they're going to be able to pass any stimulus bill, or when that's going to be passed or anything like that. I'm not following that. I know it's coming. That's how I look at that over there. Let's take a look, Juan, at the DXY, right? And, it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. Too bad Brent never got my tweet or never took into consideration the tweet when I showed him what the correct trend line was. That thing is broken. This is bad. This looks bad. You're coming into an area. Was that our target? I don't know. I have to watch last night's video again. I would have to watch last night's video again. I think I put 92.50 as our take profit target here on the DXY. I said I was going to be exiting the US dollar Swiss franc. I did. And it seems now we are bouncing off that. But when I say bouncing, like, this is a dead cat bounce, in my opinion. This looks like a dead cat bounce. So let's see. It's Friday though. A little bit of profit taking the last day of the month makes a lot of sense for a lot of people and a lot of fund managers. So, you could expect perhaps, the dollar here to continue rising up, maybe even to next week. Is it going to keep going straight down forever? I'm looking for a retrace at that point. I think I'm curious to see last night's video. I think that's the price I put in there. All right. Trading wise, terrible month. Trading wise, terrible month. Education can't ask for more. I guess, Connor, that means you're learning. But if you had a terrible month in July where we saw for most of the month these expansions on currencies, it was very good month for trading. Very good month for trading. Seriously, Connor, the link below in the description is a link to the course. Continue that education. Get up to speed as quickly as possible. So what's going on with the yen pairs, by the way? Well, that looks beautiful. By the way, this is our warning. You see this trend line over here, that trend line support, and that trend line support, that confluence area of support. In this moment, if we traded below that, that's when we would say, all right, what happened? Did the U.S. just attack the South China Sea? Like, we need to get risk off. That's not happening right now. You are seeing a resumption off that trend line there on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Looks pretty good. At the same time, Euro Japanese yen continues to lead. That continues to lead. Let me just take a look at that next resistance at 125.07. And just see if that should be brought up a little bit, which I'm going to do, because that's where I'm basing my take profit around. I'm going to be basing my take profit around that next resistance, right? So I just want to see where we're looking, but that looks healthy now. That's a beautiful break and lead on the Euro Japanese yen. I saw a comment on Twitter, a post on Twitter this morning. Let me pull that up and come back to it. By the way, this podcast is not sponsored by Matcha Koro or Ceremonial Grade Tea, but I certainly am drinking it this morning with you. Yeah, I'm holding some GPTC. Oh, by the way, I know Heath was crushing the pound Japanese yen. Look at this. This thing is rocketing. Let's take a look at it. Let's dig in, see what's going on. We're seeing that yen weakness. That yen weakness come into the market. So the equity market's going to follow through and rally with them. I don't know. All I know is yen's looking weak right now. Pound looking pretty strong. Euro also looking strong. Those two have been the moderate leaders, right, throughout all this dollar weakness. And what's the next target on this? It looks like we're getting close to it. But I would say 138.63. Let me put some resistance back down over here of where we're approaching. We'll call it right around, the whole number, we'll put it 139. We'll just call the whole number. Let me get rid of that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin trades over the weekend, right? So that's kind of neat. I added to a position, right? Also, let me draw it up here. People are asking right now where they could add to Bitcoin. We were talking about this morning in the Telegram group, and just to give a quick overview, why I talk about we've entered the bull market, right? So, by the way, before we go there, yeah, I was reading this post this morning. It says if you're turning positive on the EU due to the recovery fund, it's about time to enter long Euro Swiss franc instead of the Euro US dollar. I mean, I go to the charts. I'm a technician, right? That's what I see things. And I remember trying to take that long over here. Didn't work out, Did you take the next one? If we resume over there, if we take out that resistance right there. Hold on, let me draw that in for you. This is the Euro Swiss franc. And I'm going to show you that right over there. Does that enter that long with clarity? This is a trend line going back. This is going back just a couple of years, but it's a big deal. These lead to some big moves. It's also a question of where you want to be involved. And there's so much going on in the markets right now, and there's so many opportunities. So it's a question of where you want to put your money to work. But that's what's happening. That is what's happening. There was something else I wanted to show you on Twitter. I don't remember what it is. Let me just go to retweets maybe. Oh, yeah. I called the bull market over here on Sunday, right? As we broke through that trend line. I was like, boom, that's going back to new all-time highs. The bull market has begun. Not only did I call it here, I've been telling everyone for months that's where it would begin, right? And then we saw over here, someone's like, imagine, I thought you were serious about calling a trend change from a 4-year correction based on the 8-hour and 3-day time frames, particularly when we're only 300 above the trend line on log and weekly closes 3 days away. Again, it's officially a bull market. People are funny. Let's talk about Bitcoin as we've entered that bull market right over here right now. And then we broke that 10,400 resistance with authority, came back in. The new support is over here at 1055, right? I used this as an opportunity to add on the break of the trend line starting off the bull market. And then I added over here again after we bounced up and tested this line as support. I added as we resumed off right over there. There was another one over there. Is that a place to add? I am looking. This is what I was talking about with the Telegram group. I'm looking during Bitcoin's bull market phase to only, from now on, we're at 11,000. From now on, only add on 20 and 30%. I don't know, discretionary, 15, 20%, and then 30% drawdowns on Bitcoin. That's my last entry over here. By the way, where do I find that support? Like, where did I come up with that magic trend line, right? And what I did was I first included this line over here, right, off of these touches. And that was my prime trend line. I then cloned it and then move it up. If you move these things, whether you move them up or down or whatever, I'll show you another one right now. I'm just going to move this one. And then I was going to find over here, look over here to the left back in September here, right there. And then magic right over there. So these lines are going to be super useful going forward, helping us look for possible areas that are important, such as, oh, by the way, let me rewind and put that back where I'm looking at it right now. Did you see that? Did anyone see how that worked? So this is a line of support that we're consolidating above right now. Uber bullish. So Trent, if you appreciated that, definitely hit a thumbs up, right? If Kevin, if they would do it, if they would sponsor me, Matcha Core, I'd do it in a second, because I'm only going to recommend products that I believe in or use myself. And this is one of them. Oh, nice, Kips. Very nice. I was avoiding the pair during those 2 weeks. Great work over there. Good morning. The bull market has just begun, Gary, on Bitcoin. The bull market has just begun. Someone asked me if I wanted to sell the second day into the bull market. They were telling me to sell. We're holding, right? I'm looking about 18 months. So I expect further upside. Julian, this is the only trade in the last couple of weeks that actually didn't really work out, which is fantastic, right? I took this entry over here, and then as we got into that last over high, I put my stop loss to break even, and almost to the pip, I got stopped out. I had to be cautious because of where we were. If we traded back below this trend line, this is the 12-year trend line, that would be very bearish. I'd be looking for a pullback. Or a consolidation pullback. And, sometimes it just doesn't work out. But if you were buying the euro yesterday, if you were buying the euro yesterday, I don't know. You were chasing momentum, and you want to buy off support in uptrends. You want to buy off. Jordan, are you not going to trade Bitcoin at all and buy dips? Yeah, Lemmy, I'm not. Not really. The majority, 90% of my position throughout the bull market, I will not be trading whatsoever. 90%. And listen, I genuinely believe that a lot of people that try to trade Bitcoin are going to wind up buying Bitcoin back in a lot higher than they sold, because they're going to get left behind. No, I'm not taking any profit. 1355 is the first little area I have of a take profit on Bitcoin, and it's a small take profit. But now, Brian, this is a great question. Listen, I bought into Ethereum off of the support, right? But down over here, it wound up being a good trade. I don't plan on selling it towards the end of the bull market, and that ends after the Bitcoin bull market. But I think this 358, 360 resistance right over here that you're looking at, this has been a 2-year consolidation. That means a big move is coming. That is where the bull market begins officially on Ethereum. Above that, alt season begins officially 2 to 3 months from now, generally 6 months after the Bitcoin halving. However, unofficially, alt season has already begun. I don't know, Patrick. Patrick, use DuckDuckGo for questions like that. You gotta guys could be able to do that. I'm here to show you, what I could best do, and that is just simply offer analysis, right? I see the charts and I'm able to read them. That's what I do. I'm a technician. I trade off the charts. Of course, I'm aware of the macro. It's a huge passion of mine. But and when you line up the macro with the technicals, like here on Bitcoin, that's when the magic happens. This trade over here over the next 18 months, for those that are paying attention, is going to really, 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 really offer the potential to level up. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, we trade. That's right, Murray. We trade the FX currency pairs. We go where there is as much clarity as possible. We go with the most easiest, quote unquote, easiest market to trade, and on the easiest time frame. And that's where we focus in on. Bitcoin is an investment. Bitcoin in this moment is an investment. This is conquer investing and trading, right? So you got to know when you're making investments and when you're making trades. Boom, boom, boom. Will the volume of trading increase with the bull market in Bitcoin and Ethereum? Dan, enormously. Enormously. You're going to see the amount of retail brokerage accounts that are going to be opening up for cryptocurrencies during the bull market is going to be absolutely insane, right? You saw that happen during the quarantine with Robinhood, right? Forget about it. Once those Robinhood traders start seeing what's going on, they're going to get involved. During the last bull market in 2017, the amount of backlog, there was basically no support from these exchanges because it would take them so long to get back. They couldn't even KYC everyone signing up for their services. Of course, volume is going to come. And then you have also, don't forget, once we cross 50,000 on Bitcoin, you're going to see an enormous push of institutional investors coming in to the market. They have on-ramps now, such as Backed, Fidelity offering, excuse my pronunciation here, why can't I say it? Custody, right? Through Backed, so institutions get involved. Once Bitcoin reaches a $1 trillion market, if you're a fund doesn't have any type of allocation towards Bitcoin, you're not meeting your responsibilities. They're going to have no choice. The amount of FOMO is going to be enormous. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of people use the Cash App to buy Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the equity markets as they're getting ready to open up over here in just a few minutes. Let's really get a bearing for where we are today. And we're seeing, let me just extend this little middle of our, by the way, everyone, if you're a viewer, you're familiar with these trend lines. We've had this trend line, right, all the way back since, I don't remember, but I gather to say probably since April and the latest May, we've been following this trend line over here. We then cloned it for these other areas like we're doing on Bitcoin right now. So that's why it's familiar to you. I'm going to extend this one over here, right? And we continue holding and trading above it. You can see over here, this light resistance I have, I'm moving up. Why am I moving that up? Look what the market made that local support over there. It's a light one, but it's local support over there, right? So I'm going to be focused in on over there. And this becomes the area that you're looking. This is the buy area, right? That's the buy zone. Could that happen as August gets underway? I think so. Yeah, they just jumped on SLV. They jumped on silver last week. They're going to be rocking Bitcoin, rocking Ethereum, and a whole bunch of altcoins. I'm not interested in the altcoin mania, right? Outside of my small investments in Linked and Tezos and Ethereum. But I'm not interested in altcoins. Some of these altcoins are going to make... My friend just messaged me yesterday. There was some altcoin up in 24 hours over 1,000%. I mean, it's just going to happen every day, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in making my money. So Nasdaq, right? We talked about yesterday during the live stream, and then again in the afternoon video. If we are able, as we were trading down into that line, we said if we're able to make a higher high, that's a buy for the Nasdaq, and the target's going to be the new all-time highs. You know, and when I say target, I mean this is just where you're moving, taking a small piece off and moving your stop to break even. Obviously, you're looking and waiting for a break. Let's see what happens. You know, watch what happens if price makes it to the all-time high resistance and then it's rejected as we enter August, right? Then we could see a prolonged drawdown on the Nasdaq. Maybe 1030 is the place to go in to lean in to pick up and look to buy further. But all five, what do we have? We had Microsoft, we had Apple, Amazon, and Facebook, and each one of them beat earnings estimates. You know, so you know that's what's leading the markets over here, heavily weighted towards them. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Google, Alphabet, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what's going on over here. Can we see a pullback today for take profit? I don't know. Well, it depends what you're trading, right? Let's take a look. Silver trading like an altcoin today was up 3% pre-market into the resistance. Now back off a little bit, 1.5%. Again, we're talking about this is 9% off its high. That's a buy zone for silver. What else are we looking at? Let's get into FX a little bit this morning, as everything else as the markets opened are kind of treading water. It's Friday and it's just like a free day. That's how I feel. A little profit taken this morning, but a free day just to enjoy looking around what's going on me. And I'm happy to see everyone really doing well. Dollar went up. Let's take a look. All right. Again, we're looking now for a little bit of profit taking here. This is a dead cat bounce, in my opinion. We broke the trend line. What needs to happen, by the way, for us to say, all right, we're changing our tune on the dollar, and it looks like this dollar weakness for the near term is over. That's going to be two things. Just always prepare ahead. This is one of the next things then to focus on for us, right? What gives us our first warning sign that perhaps this run on the dollar is over? Well, it appears now we're bouncing. That was actually our target. I'm going to go to last night's video and look for the exact price I gave on the DXY where we were looking for finally to get out. But you know, what are we looking for? This area, this trend line over here, and let me just show you this trend line. This is twice where we peaked below, once and twice. This is the prime trend line, this one over here. Right, I cloned this one to get the lower one for the two peaks, right? Because that's where we could have peaked out again. We broke there. This is the one that we're really watching out for, the higher one. For the dollar at this point would need to be trading above, where are we? 95.62 for us to say, all right, this weakness is over. At this point, we're looking now for a firmer dollar. Remember, that's exactly what we did, because over here, I was a huge dollar bull. As long, you know, while we were above that 98.77, there was a channel that we were tracking, right? Like this, right? This was the channel that we were tracking. And I was a dollar bull over here, right? A week before, we almost broke out to the upside. And then as soon as we broke down out of that channel, I became a big bear. I don't really care what my bias is. I care what the charts say. The same thing happened on the euro US dollar. I was a big dollar bull here, huge bear against the euro. I was looking for a break of this support over here. This is what I wanted to happen. I wanted that support to break, us to take out that low and come back down and test somewhere around 1.04. But instead, I said, if at any time we break above the whole number, right? This was the trend line, and then I said this line over here, if we break above it, at that point I become a huge euro bull. I don't care if I like it or not. It's just what's happening. There you go. Same thing now on the dollar is why I point all of that out to you right now, because if the dollar, you know, I'm a pretty dollar bear right now. It's just, I'm not attached to it. It's just what it is, right? If we trade above this, right, and that's going to be a moving target, that's going to be a moving target as time goes on. But as of today, that's the area we're looking at for us to become and change our tune on the dollar. The Fed influences, I would say, pretty close to, I don't want to say 100%. It's all it's all a game of trust. It's a house of cards. The Fed, of course, influences all of that across the world. Yeah. So we did a wonderful video last Saturday on the channel about cryptocurrencies, and it talks about what people's allocations to cryptocurrencies can and should be at this time. My own is less than 1%. In Bitcoin, over 50%. Do I think the second stimulus will strengthen the US dollar? No, I don't think so. I don't think the second stimulus will strengthen the US dollar at all. I'm looking for further dollar weakness. I do think that it's not just going to be the second stimulus. That's going to be a small one. We're going to see more after that. Again, we're going to see, in my opinion, at the end of this, things are going to get bad. You think things are bad now. These jobs are not returning. Things are going to get bad on the ground. And we're going to need some type of, welfare, some type of universal basic income. How they put all of that together and how it works out. I have no idea right now. Not only do the central banks, but the politicians all think that because of this enormous deflationary environment we're in, that they could just continue to print their way out of this. The Fed doesn't have any other tools except for printing at this moment. There's nothing else they could do. So what are they going to do? They're going to be printing more. We're only looking at the Fed's balance sheet. Imagine me saying we're only looking. Imagine I said to you in January, the Fed's balance sheet was going to be at $7 trillion in 3 months. You would have thought that I was crazy, right? So do you think it's crazy that thinking within some time by the end of the year that the Fed's balance sheet is going to be at 10 trillion? There's a good chance of it. That's right. The printers go brr. Maybe, Gary, but we maintain very bullish on the equity markets. That has not changed. The only most people following the channel, and if you're one of them and you stop trying to sell the equity markets, go ahead and smash that like button because I know it saved you a lot of money. We're looking to buy dips, right? You're looking to buy dips over here. Not exciting though. There's nothing going on and the potential is not even there, right? This is our take profit zone up here. The risk to reward is simply not there. You're in no man's land. This is our take profit area. This is our buy zone and we're in the middle. So trading the S&P 500 right now is almost nonsensical. What about the Nasdaq? Why that looked a little bit better of a trade? The one that listen, just because we're like, all right, this is the trend line over here after testing that support. If we break out over there, retest that support and then resume off of it, that's a buy. And then we'll probably test all-time highs. There's the difference between being able to read the tape, read the charts, and then also take the trade. This is not a trade that I want to take on the Nasdaq. It's just not the most exciting thing out there right now, right? And it's not. And maybe in the fall there'll be some more further volatility. There'll be some good risk to reward. It's not there right now. Equities are simply not exciting right now. "55% of businesses permanently closed" is a scary statistic. Very scary statistic. I don't know in the future how we're going to look back on this time period over here, this winter of 2020, and the whole pandemic and our response to it, and the damage it has done. But We have not seen anything yet. We have not seen anything. Stocks are up. Stocks have nothing to do with the economy. Adam, we're getting close to Ethereum actually, right? How far are we at? Well, we're not too far in crypto terms. We're not too far. Could the bull market get going this weekend on Ethereum, right? Again, unofficially, alt season has begun. No question about it. But officially, we still got a couple more months, a few more months. But Ethereum breaking out over here above 360, that technically sets off the bull market. What about watch right above there? Look at that at 396. Look over here. Let me zoom in a little bit. We're going to put another level. Look over there at 391. That resistance right there, support, right there. It's a light level, right? It's a light level. Watch out for it for profit taking. If the thing goes parabolic on the breakout, then watch out for that area, for the first area of retrace. These narratives change very quickly. This is just fear mongering. I don't know who's fear mongering, but I don't fear. So listen, when it comes to anything that we talk about, when it comes to the markets, I don't have a bias. I really don't care. I just want to know what is going on, what the markets are paying attention to, and what is the truth. So that's how back in January, we were able to understand what was happening with the virus and the threat that it was posing to the markets. Back in January, you could go back over the weekend to the live stream, start looking in late January, where we were talking about what was going to happen to the world economy because of the virus. So whether or not you think it's a narrative that's not a narrative. That's taking data and analyzing it. That's what I do. That would be insane. And that's also on top of any further stimulus that comes out of the House and also House and Senate. And then also, don't forget the Treasury is also sitting on almost now $2 trillion in cash. That money is going to be put to work. So, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Jordan, I thought you would have a much higher allocation of Bitcoin in your portfolio. I have over a 50% allocation to Bitcoin in my portfolio. I have over a 50% allocation to Bitcoin in my portfolio. The other large piece aside from that is real estate. Not mortgaged, owned real estate. I have less than 1% in Ethereum, LinkedIn, and Tezos. In all coins, I have less than 1%. Is SLV a buy? Let's look at silver. I mean, by the way, we were just talking about all those trillions. We are looking at possibly this year, our next price target on silver is $29.50. Right? $29.50 is our next price target on silver. So anytime you're seeing, in my opinion, anytime you're seeing this type of pullback, is that a time to think about buying into silver? I do think so. Do you see over here as you resumed off, was that the time to come in? I play it safe, right? I play it safe and I have this resistance right here above me. And, until you clear above that, I would not be looking to buy silver at this point, unless we came back down and tested this area over here. That's 15% off the high, and I would just feel pretty comfortable about that. Well, I mean, we're never going to be able to pay it back, and our kids are suffering for it, but we'll never be able to pay it back. That's for sure. No, that's not here nor there. What I do, no, I'm just sharing analysis here. That's neither here nor there. I mean, silver's up. I'm looking at silver up, Kips, almost 2% on the day. I haven't looked at the euro British pound in just a little bit over here. Let's take a look. It remains not exciting for me over here. You could see us pull back into some area of support right now. You could see that resistance area right over here, and we're now pulled back into it. So one of two things at this point, now that you're pulling back into support in an uptrend, right? What are you doing? Looking to buy. What does that mean? Price needs to start resuming off. Will it be that little? Let me put it in. Let me just pull that up to market and keep us current over here. There's the support you're into right now, a resumption off that support holding. That's a long entry or back into the support down over here. You got further support in this area over here at 0.8938 and then also then right below it. So, right, uptrends, looking to buy off support. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So let's take a look here. S&P now trading off its morning highs over here, coming back into this area of support down below. Any resumption off, again, we are buy side minded. Nasdaq off 1.5% off its high over here, but you could see this all looks quite healthy and contained over there. You don't expect it to go straight up. Let's see how New York closes today. That's really going to be the important clue that we want to watch, how it closes today. We're just getting going over here. Dollar's up today, but the dollar's off its lows, right? The dollar is barely up, right? And it has not taken out any type on the 8-hour, any type of current swing high. Still very, very bearish. Listen, why I'm looking for a dead cat bounce here at the same time, if this is towards the high of the day for the dollar, I would not be surprised at all. Yeah, that's really true too, Gary. Don't forget, today is the 31st of July. It is month's end. Looking for people squaring up positions. There's really no reason that any of us are in the. I'm holding open positions, and for going on a couple of weeks now. And that continues. Took profit this morning on the US dollar, Swiss franc, but only because the move had just gotten so far extended. I talked about that last night exactly on the afternoon update. The US dollar Mexican peso is at a pretty important area over here as it's coming into this resistance, right? This is a strong level at 22.2168. And getting above that, at that point, if you're short the Mexican peso, you're exiting your trade. There's no reason to be short any longer. Is that a place to look to buy? Not for me. I'm not looking to buy. I'm not looking to buy the dollar, even versus the peso. If we see some further, if we see a little bit of a sell-off in August, the first few weeks, would that mean that the dollar could trade up against the peso? For sure. I'm still looking at this was the high over here as the Fed came in, and I'm looking at this point to sell off any resistance. Now, I am holding an open position, so I'm not going to sell this resistance over here because it's not too much into profit, right? I'm in profit. This was the entry over here, but I'm going to exit this position if this resistance is lost. Is someone in here fear mongering? I'm not. Is someone else in the comments fear mongering? Boom, boom, boom. Wouldn't you think Bitcoin goes up, all coins will drop in price? No. No. Rising tide lifts all boats. The reason that the altcoin cycle starts behind the Bitcoin halving is because it's like gold and silver. Gold does the hard work and then silver plays catch up and with a greater ratio to the upside. Same thing with Bitcoin does the hard work, right? And the altcoins are definitely going to outperform. We looked, Mohammed, there's a fantastic video on the channel and it uploaded last Saturday. It's the first, go to last Saturday's video, watch it, and it talks about how altcoins will outperform Bitcoin as Bitcoin goes up even though altcoins will outperform Bitcoin, we looked at the top 10 altcoins, the top 30, the top 20, and the top 70. So you could see by how much they will outperform Bitcoin. And you're talking about a factor between 2 and 4 when you're talking about Bitcoin doing a 10x. Those are huge, huge numbers. But nevertheless, I'm invested into Bitcoin. I go where the safety and the clarity is. And although I'm a fan of all those participating in altcoins and trading them, and anyone who trades them exactly as taught over here in Conquering the Markets, that's all you need to do, right? It's going to be fantastic. I'm not interested. Justin, we'll talk about that, and then Brad will have. Let's go to Bitcoin futures. Pull up the CME. Wait, there we go. All right. When I was talking about us getting ready to take out this trend line over here and start the bull market, I know there were a lot of traders talking about us going back down to 6,500. So if those are the same traders that are now saying that we need to fill this gap, right? Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Listen, I expect at any given point in time a 30% drawdown, and that's not to say it can't be higher than 30%, but I'm expecting 30% drawdowns. So do I think it's possible right now that we could trade back down to 8,000? Yep. Do I think that's going to happen? Nope. Do I think that we're going to close this gap over here? No, I don't think we're going to close this gap over here. Is it possible? Yeah. If you're waiting for that gap to close, yeah, I mean, you're going to get wrecked. You have the potential of getting wrecked. I think we're looking at 14,000 right next, and then from 14,000 pulling back 30%, that brings us back down towards, 10,400. That brings us back down towards exactly where that support we're looking at is. Well, let me show you what that support is so you understand what I'm saying. This support over here, 1055, right? If we trade up to 14,000, I think that holds. I don't think that we trade back down below the trend line, right? Now, we haven't tested that trend line. It's possible that we test that trend line even this weekend. Of course, that's possible because we expect a 30% drawdown at any given time. No problem. But I don't, depending on what happens here, if we trade below 10,055, all right, then we're coming back down and there's a good chance we're testing that trend line. I think it holds. If it breaks and this is a failed breakout of the bull market, it wouldn't add up. It just doesn't add up. So I don't think that's going to happen. Of course, it's possible it could happen. So I don't think that gap gets filled on the CME. I don't think that gap gets filled. If we lose 10,500 and come in and test that trend line, do you think that breaks? I don't think that breaks. Anyway. Listen, I don't think that anyone should trade in and out of Bitcoin. And if you do, I think that you're going to wind up not doing as well as if you hold, as if you held, right? Yeah, and again, when I talk about anything that I'm doing, that's not necessarily for you to do. What I'm doing, right? I'm holding on to actually over 90% of my position, even if I take some profit going into 14,000. Well, what are you talking about? If you're talking about what we do in the Conquering the Markets, course with the strategy we use and that we look at over here on trading the 8-hour time frame and swing trading, or are you talking about position trading and investing in something like Bitcoin or gold or silver? Yeah, please go ahead and smash that like button. Brad, you wanted to look at I have no idea. I haven't worked that out yet. I'm not looking to add to my Ethereum position yet. Brad, there we go. Euro, Canadian dollar. Let's take a look what's going on. That looks pretty like we tested that resistance up there, Brad. Was that a place to take profit? It depends, right? I don't know where your entry is. Obviously, if your entry was down over here, right? That's a place you lean. That's a couple of levels up, two big levels up, looking to take profit. What are you watching for a break of that level now? Let's draw in some lines. Let's clean this chart up and get it proper. All right, we got some resistance right over there. Where's some support? Right, we got strong support over there. Right, so if you took the trade over here, you're now have your trade at break even. You took some profits off here. Are you still holding that trade? Yeah, you would still be holding that trade with a stop loss at break even, bringing us back to you've had trades in. Listen, I have trades all the time. I had a trade this week on the Euro US dollar that was into profit and then gets stop loss at break even. There's no way to be a successful trader if you're not willing to take your losses. There's no way to push your winners unless you're taking a certain amount of trades, a certain percentage of your trades that were in profit and then get stopped out at break even. And it just doesn't work any other way. But no, I look to push my trades up multiple support or resistance levels. Details are shared, in the course on that. Yeah, if the screen is blurry, just go to your settings on the bottom right of your YouTube screen. Go to settings, and you could adjust the quality of the stream to a higher degree. So anyone else is having that problem, you could just go down to your settings in YouTube, click on the gear, and then just make it a stronger stream. I feel like we're deviating big time over here, but it's Friday, so we'll do that. When I say taking profits on Bitcoin, when you're holding it and investing, how do you take profits? Doesn't that lessen the amount you hold? So again, I have a position in Bitcoin of over 50% of my portfolio. It's held and stored offline. It's held on multiple exchanges, including BlockFi, including Binance, including multiple exchanges. I should say several, right? So if I'm taking profit on one of them at a given time at a level, it's a fraction of my overall position, right? It's a small fraction of my overall. Do not try to trade Bitcoin. Simply hold it for the cycle, right? Yeah, we started the stream off talking about that. And you could see right now on Bitcoin, we're currently trading right above that support, right? Resuming out of it. That's an entry for Bitcoin right over there. There you go. I wish I had like a scrolling message that would give that people that heads up over there. I think BlockFi, which I've been using now for months, all deposits have been going through BlockFi. They're offering some type of special offer. I didn't take advantage of that. I don't know what it is, but it's the easiest way to buy Bitcoin, and they also pay 6% up to 5 Bitcoin. There was some other FX pairs in there that I want to see over there. Thanks, Justin. Big shout out to Justin. I appreciate that in there, right? The deal goes, if you enjoy being here, learn something new, smash that like button, help support the channel. Roman, change the quality of your stream. I'm looking for, we had some other FX pairs up in here. I'm just trying to see what they were. Pound US dollar, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and the US dollar, Japanese yen. Let's go through them. We'll start with the euro, with the US dollar, Japanese yen. You can see the dollar coming into this area of, that's not a big area, by the way. That area I have marked there as a support at 105.7. It's like a guide. I wouldn't really, yeah, it's a good one. It's the best you could do. You pulled back into an area of resistance, and I would, call it like the market's focused on these 2 points right now, right over there, the touch there and that touch there, right? That's where we tested. You could see that's where we broke down, tested, and then resumed back down. That was the entry, right? That's what that's highlighted. So you're coming back into this area now. Obviously, you are looking, as we are looking, is it dead cat bounce on the dollar? So any retest of this area and resumption down, that's an area to think about getting long the Japanese yen versus the dollar. You have to ask yourself, though, is that the pair that you want to play versus a weak dollar? That's not the pair that we've been focused on, right? We've talked about how the euro and the pound, someone wanted to look at the pound US dollar, have been those are the ones that remained moderately strong. And these are the ones that are gaining the most here versus this dollar weakness. You want to focus strength versus weaknesses. US dollar, Japanese yen is just not very enticing right now. But the pound is on a run versus the dollar. Dollar was showing a little bit of strength today, and the pound continues running. I know that Kip said he was, over the last couple of weeks, focused here on the pound. I know Heath has been. I have not been, but what a beautiful run. I was more focused on the euro, euro over pound, but the pound has outperformed the euro this week. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. You're in a strong uptrend, continuing to buy pullbacks into support. This is not really yet a pullback into support. This is just, one down bar off of peaking out over here. So you're looking to buy any pullbacks into support. You could pull up where the next area of support is. You got some nice support down over here. Right now, again, it's like clockwork. That's quite amazing, because regardless of what's happening, when we look at the global macro stage and we look at this easy environment of low interest rates, an enormous amount of negative interest rate yielding debt, and then you look at Bitcoin would be doing what Bitcoin's doing regardless. What is happening is nothing more than rocket fuel for Bitcoin, right? Regardless of what was happening on the global stage here, Bitcoin, because of its monetary policy that's coded in, where that miner's reward is halved every 4 years, it causes this bull market phase and it causes this bear market phase. And Bitcoin around its monetary policy was set for its bull market phase. The fact that what's going on the global stage, oh my goodness. So, Juan, this is really important to kind of check in and bring our attention, talking about Japan is seeing a rise in cases, very worrisome. Australia is seeing a rise in cases, very worrisome. China's seeing a rise in cases. They're still very small rise, but a rise nevertheless. Hong Kong seeing a rise in cases. The scary part is more what happens in the fall and winter over in North America. Right? And in Europe too, right? Because, we've seen some increases in Spain. The market doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to it, but we need to pay attention to how that's going to be affecting lives and jobs. And it's going to put further pressure on everything. It's this winter. We're in the middle of the summer. Tomorrow's the beginning of August. We don't need to, in this moment, focus on what's going to be happening in the fall, because we're going to be doing that in the fall together. It's Friday. It's been a fantastic month. Let's just keep it going. When the market starts paying attention, we'll come back to a great question. Towards a 4K setup. What's 4K? Let me know. I'll help you out. Lots of input over here. Germany. And by the way, because I've gone both ways on Sweden. At one point, it looked like Sweden was doing the right thing. And then at another point, it looked like Sweden made the wrong choice. And now it looks like Sweden actually made the correct choice. So, I don't know what you all think of that. I think the market's paying attention. I think the market's paying attention to what's going on. If the Democrats voted a $3 trillion stimulus bill and the Republicans were like, no. And there's a lot of fighting going on with no resolution. I think that's what the markets are paying attention to. Why I think that's noise and not signal is because what we're going to see is stimulus come. Oh, recording in 4K. Yeah. So whatever. I'm on a Mac. Mac only has a couple of streaming options available. One of them is this Ecamm Live. We also have Zoom. It doesn't stream in 4K. This is not a PC. So listen, this is really important, by the way. This is really important, by the way. Let me just give you a little bit better of a return on that $5, on those $5, right? Pay attention, because it doesn't really matter what the quality of the stream is and whether or not you have to go to the gear and increase it to a better rate because it's on auto or not. The education being shared here and insight, you're not going to find anywhere else. That is for sure. So there's two type of people. There's the type of person that comes in, observes, and was like, oh my, how did I stumble across this? What could I learn? What could I add to the community? Right? Oh wait, his trend line is not perfect here. Let me point that out. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea of the opportunity that is afforded to everyone here as I share what is going on here in the markets? Listen, you know, oh my God, I don't want to get off, but man, some people, the entitlement is entitlement. If I could refund it, I would. I don't want the $5, but heads up, man, just watch yourself. That's right, Timothy. You know why? Timothy, true story. I came from nothing and taught myself everything. So when knowledge is being freely shared and people are gonna take issue with whatever they feel entitled, like whatever, man, just go away. This is not a place for you. This is not just not the place for you. Brother, my big apologies then. My big apologies then, for sure. And that's the thing too. When it comes to, I just want to understand the truth. When it comes to, like, don't have a bias. Just understand what it is. And my, for real, my apologies. I really thought you were whatever, but you weren't. Listen, I have no control over the quality of the stream, but you can. And a 720 BPS rate is perfect. Go with that. You know, yeah. I mean, Rodolfo, 74 years old, right? Chile, big shout out to Chile. Big shout out to Chile. My father-in-law is similar in age. A little bit younger for sure, which definitely makes a difference. But less than 5 years. Three. And I have gotten him over the past couple of months, actually during the height of the crisis. He calls me up and should I sell all my stocks? And I was like, absolutely not. Do not sell your stocks. They're going to come back. As they came back, I said, all right, I think what you need to do is get out of equities, which are very risky, get yourself into gold and get yourself into Bitcoin, right? And Rodolfo, continue watching the channel, right? Continue watching the channel. Continue learning here how to approach and view the markets. But at the same time, as far as your portfolio, you want to, probably cash, Bitcoin, and gold is probably the safest way in this environment to position. Start doing your research on that today and come to understand why. All right, let me catch up over here. Thanks, Darren. It's true. No, we're all good. And again, I can't pronounce my brother, the name of the screen name. I'm going to highlight it though really quick. Right. And definitely my misunderstanding and my apologies to you for sure. 100%. Listen, we don't stream in 4K. Some of the videos in the afternoon, I film them in 4K. They come out on some of them come out in 4K, I believe, but those are recordings. It's different. The live streams are what they are. Happy to be here. And by the way, I used to trade off of, what was it, interactive brokers using third-party charts, because interactive brokers didn't even have a charting platform on its exchange. So you had to use like third-party charts. You got to do whatever you got to do to thrive in the markets, right? So let me talk about this for 1 second, only because it's a really good comment, and also just let me kind of, let me take that crooked nail and straighten it out for a second. So listen, you don't want to follow the herd in life, because usually the herd have it wrong. If I see a group of people lining up, I just walk the other way every single time. You never follow the herd, right? And when it comes to investing as well, do not follow the herd. Where's the herd right now? They're in the equity markets, right? What's your go ask your friend, what's your allocation to the equity markets? Oh, what's your 401k? It's all in stocks. Oh, your overall net worth? Well, yeah, it's over 80% in equities. That's not freaking crazy. That's crazy, right? By the way, so what was I talking about? That one? Yeah, this one. You don't want to copy what other people do, but at the same time, let me be very, 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 very clear. Trading is extraordinarily difficult. I don't know what the odds are of the amount of people that succeed. I have no idea what they are. I believe it's something like over 90% of the people that start out trading within the first year never continue. Or like you could say something like, 85% of all people that trade in the markets are not profitable. Think about the amount of people that trade in the markets, right? So when if you think that you don't want to copy someone, you want to go figure that all out on your own. The journey that I went through was extraordinarily difficult. Extraordinarily difficult. There were times I almost gave up. There were times that were dark and lonely. I didn't have anything like this whatsoever, right? And what we do here, by the way, on this channel, whether or not you just hanging out, participating, watching the streams, using this analysis versus your own as a guide, 100% people, 100% people, it is paying dividends for their time. People are making money on the right side of the market. People who come from either, I've been trading 7 years, I've been trading 15 years, I've been trading for 7 weeks, right? And joined the course, they get to break even or profitable pretty quickly. And we're seeing lots of people putting up those consistent gains now, month over month. I don't think that people could do that on their own, or there would be a very select few that could do that. How many times did I blow up an account? Well, that's different too. I mean, I can't even tell you, because Darren, I mean, I can't even tell you how many accounts I have either at the same time. Right now, live accounts with how many brokers, right? It depends on what you're doing. I've tried to develop trading strategies that trade off the 1 minute, taking hundreds and hundreds of trades a day. Forget about it. That's not. I've tried. I've not been able to do it. I was working trying to develop a system that could do 50% return monthly for that type of volatility. You have no idea. Those were all automated systems. I don't know anything about you, but Daniel, I love mine. I love mine. And anyone that's following the afternoon videos where we really get into macro and then the technical as well, every single one of them is on the right side of the markets, right? Yeah. So Juan, the recap, we're going to start right here, is that we are at the end of the month, July 31st. It's Friday in the middle of the summer. It's been a fantastic July. everyone that I'm looking around, a lot of people making money. I woke up this morning thinking about that, and really, really happy about that. And same to me. I took why I'm holding open positions now, going on multiple weeks, because that's what happened with the swing trades, right? Then what we're looking at here, I took a little profit on US dollar Swiss franc. I might have to exit this US dollar Mexican peso trade if we break above that resistance. Australian dollar, Japanese yen finally picking up over there, attacking that resistance here at 76. And the other position I have open, euro, it's gravy. It's a beautiful day. It's Friday in the summer and people are doing well, seeing the markets clear. And on the right side of that, and aside from that, we have Bitcoin has begun its bull market. So that's what's going on. But there's not much else going on because it is Friday. It is the summer. There's no new positions to be had. Do not get all worked up about what's going on over here. Because that's quite bullish. For this to become bearish on the Nasdaq, let's look at the Nasdaq. Let's give everyone a guide that they're looking for right now. Here's the cheat sheet, right? We all tracked this together. We all tracked this together in the live stream yesterday. And then in the afternoon update, as price was trading here in the live stream, we said if we resume up and make a higher high, that's a place to buy. And then we'll be looking at testing the all-time highs. Now, for that's currently in play right now. What would need to develop for this to be a failure, right? So if price were to continue going down, there's the trend line resistance that should hold as support, and it doesn't. And then you take out this level over here, take out the whole number, 10,300, and then that trade is off. That's a point where we're looking for a further pullback. This could be in August, the first few weeks of August, but right now this is super bullish. You should be on the buy side, and we're expecting this entry here to work out until it doesn't. Thank you for that. I'm just gonna just really read this comment for a second and take that in. That's beautiful, right? And there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge, and it's just that like sounding board, just to have that other hand doing the analysis, looking at the markets in an unbiased way that you're able then to affirm, right, your own analysis off of, or say, you know what, I see things different. But his analysis, even though I don't agree with him, his analysis made it clear why I see things different. But put your money where your mouth is. I have over 50% of my net worth into Bitcoin, right? And if you're gonna, no one does. But if someone was like, yeah, we're going back down to 6,500, and they strongly believe in that, all right, then go ahead and do the same. No. It does not get confusing whatsoever, but you want to do that for third-party risk. You're right. You're always looking. Bitcoin is an interesting rabbit hole because it teaches you about so many different things, not only about what money is. It also teaches you about personal responsibility, operational security, third-party risk, and the list goes on and on and on. I don't know. It's just not interesting, the Euro Swiss franc. I tried recently to get a trade off on this, right? As we broke out, I took this entry right here, took a small piece of profit, and then was stopped out at break even, right? And now we're resuming out again. It looks like we're resuming out again above this trend line. If you step back, that's a place that you want to be long on a break of a trend line like that. That leads to some big moves. I do not want to have any capital tied up personally on the Euro Swiss franc that it feels inviting for me to do so. I'm not interested in this trade. And by the way, if risk off comes back into the market, you're going to see the franc appreciate pretty quickly. Well, so let's just talk about that. And the only way that anyone is long Nasdaq, right, was right over here. This is where at 1066. So, anyone long the Nasdaq is holding a trade into profit and pretty happy, right? Anyone who bought the Nasdaq up here, go ahead and take the course. You're doing everything very wrong. Yeah. So Barbara, this is a excellent comment. By the way, my father-in-law, right? 100% held offline in a hardware wallet, right? If you're looking to ride this, ride Bitcoin, and by the way, do you think riding Bitcoin through a bull market is easy? Oh my goodness, that Bitcoin is the wildest bull of them all, right? Paul Tudor Jones, it's the fastest horse in the race. If you think riding the fastest horse is easy, you're dead wrong. Again, I was having people trying to tell me to take profit right over here, right? After we broke out, the bull market started. They're like, yeah, you got to take profit. Take profit, right? We just entered a bull market. So I don't see anything going on in the market. By the way, this S&P is super bullish right now. People are looking at the S&P perhaps down today, but I'm seeing the S&P pull in over here to the 3232 area of support. Nothing worrisome right now. This is bullish over here. Again, this so far has been holding as support now going on a couple of weeks. We have not broken below 3200. Uber bullish. And this is where we get excited. Any pullback into the trend line. Euro US dollar. Let's take a look over here. I mean, listen, Euro US dollar above this trend line where my mouse is right now. Here's a good look at that trend line. That trend line goes back all the way to 2008, right? So, I mean, if you're asking if it's bullish or bearish, it's still very, 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 very bullish, right? But the last time to enter this trade was over here. I got stopped out, right? Was that another entry? Maybe. But you're looking to buy pullbacks into support in uptrends. The Euro US dollar is in an uptrend. You're looking to buy pullbacks into support, right? Are you looking to buy up here? Absolutely not. You've missed your entry. Guess what? We look at, 30 different currency pairs. There's plenty of opportunity. Yeah, I mean it's really simple and perhaps better if anyone that is here right now is involved in the course. But the course is just an enormous resource that continually gets better. How about that? The course is already and why do I say enormous resource? I happen to think that trading is extraordinarily difficult, and if you pick 10 random people to start trading, I would bet each one of them would fail. Right? Now, if you took those same 10 people, you just gave them the course, right? And that includes all of the work I do every week, the videos that I upload, the live training sessions and whatnot, and the course material. And you took those same 10 people, I would be willing to bet that 3 or 4 of them would wind up being consistently profitable traders. That's enormous. That's enormous. The course cost next to nothing for the value that it offers. It's a resource for anyone of all levels. And if you're already making plenty of money because of the analysis that we offer here and the level-headedness, and you just want to support the channel, then go ahead and do that and learn something new at the same time. But that course I would recommend to any trader of any level. It's in the link below. It's in the link below. It says trade with me. Just in the link below. In the description below, there's a link that says trade with me. Tesla, what's Tesla doing? We haven't checked in on Tesla in a moment. Tesla's doing really well, right? This actually looks quite bullish to me. This looks like perhaps we're seeing some type of, whether you want to call it a channel, a possible descending wedge, either which way, it appears like a consolidation pattern, which should lead to further leg up. So Tesla looks pretty good here. Now, could that wind up getting, ugly? Yeah, lose this area over here. Let's take a more precise look at that. Right? So that's what we're tracking right now. So lose this trend line over here, lose that trend line over there, and that could lead to a sharp sell-off in Tesla. I don't think that would be Tesla related as much as market related. Are the markets retracing because of the dollar bounce? Is the dollar bouncing? I don't think the dollar's bounce. Yeah, we looked at that about 1 hour ago or a half hour ago, and I said I wouldn't be surprised if that was the top. The dollar's not really bouncing. The dollar is just not bleeding, let's say. The dollar is just not bleeding. But I see the yen weak. If I were to see the yen very strong, the yen is a risk-off currency, and I were to see the equity markets getting sold off, then I might say, all right, this looks like it could be a little bit of something. I'm really not getting any type of indication that that's the case. FX and equities are kind of not aligned. So what I'm seeing is probably month's end profit taking on some of the equity markets over here. They all look bullish to me, including the Nasdaq looks very bullish after that breakout that we saw. The course is a set of modules that include audio, that include videos, and include text. That also includes live training sessions that we do on Tuesdays, and then also includes those that are involved in the mentoring are sending in to keep them accountable and to help with their progress, their weekly recaps of their trading and performance. If I see anything that needs improvement, I respond right back to that. Otherwise, what I'm doing is then, reviewing multiple of them a week, creating videos and sending those to those involved in the course, because something that you might be not experiencing, someone else is that might be a little bit more advanced that you will soon be experiencing. So it makes sense for you to be learning from multiple people at the same time. I don't know. I mean, equities, but I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. That's correct. Well, that is correct. Private live streams are every Tuesday. I think it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Wes came up with the idea of having another one at another time, just so other people, because they're available for replay if you can't be there live. And a lot of people there that are live, they're just listening to what other people are asking, there to observe and learn from that. But there might be at other points another day of the week and another time drastically different from the time we do it, just so give the opportunity for others that can't be there to be there. Yeah, I'm bullish on grocery bills too. So discipline is super important to success, Miguel. Discipline is super important to success, right? In everything. So that's a great thing. It's been a while since we talked about other aspects that are very crucial to being a successful trader. And one of those is really just taking care of yourself. It's really making sure you get a good sleep, you eat well, and you exercise. It's not rocket scientist. It's rocket science. It's really not. But if you want to perform at an elite level, then you have to work towards performing at an elite level. Yeah, totally. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you very much. Thank you. Juan, right? So much different. We've had a couple of weeks of some really fantastic sessions, and I'm grateful for all of them. I really, really love it. This is so why I agree 100% with this comment, Mr. Klatt, that you don't want to sell. You want to keep your Bitcoin for your grandchildren. At the same time, holding Bitcoin through the bear market cycles where we expect an 85% drawdown off the highs. If you sell anywhere near towards the top and you buy back in anywhere near towards the bottom of that bear market cycle, you are increasing your Bitcoin holdings for your grandchildren by a huge, huge factor. So that's one of the most important goals that I want to accomplish on this channel is exactly that. Is anyone who works with me and participates in the live streams in this community, I want to make sure that they're able to see with clarity, and will, just as we pinpointed the start of the bull market down to the dollar, right? And leading up until it got everyone positioned in. I want to do the same thing at the height of the bull market. I want to get everyone positioning out, right? And then maybe there are some people, you don't need to short Bitcoin, by the way, at the time in the bear market. If you want to short something, short an altcoin. Those things are going down 95%, right? Bitcoin does not in the bear market perform as badly as the altcoins. But forget the short side. It's not even needed. You just need to get in cash, collect that 8.6% interest from BlockFi during the bear market. And then when it's time for us, and I want to show you just quickly, if you'll be patient, it'll take nothing more than a second. I'm looking for plan B's. I'm going to show you exactly when during that bear market we're going to position in. And it's at this green dot, this dark green dot, right? You could see it. That's 15 months. That's a little over a year into the next Bitcoin halving. That's when we're going to start positioning ourselves long again. That's where we're going to, and, do that for the next 2 Bitcoin halving cycles. Not this one included, this one right here, and then the next 2 after that over the next 10 years, you will have the opportunity to create generational wealth for your family. Who is with me? Whoever's here is here. I'm going on the ride. Whoever I could take with me, I'm taking with me. Let's take a look at the euro, Canadian dollar. I do. I store, David, Bitcoin on BlockFi. Euro Canadian dollar, we see it coming into that resistance earlier during London, and then so far has been rejected by it at this point, because this was the place to buy down over here off of the support, right? At this point, you're either took some small profit, holding a trade at break even, looking for a break of this resistance level to take it up to the next resistance level, right? That's how we make money. But as far as entering a trade, you only look to buy off support in an uptrend. At this point, you're either looking for a break here and a possible retest of that broken resistance as support, and then the resumption to get long, or you're looking for a further pullback. Maybe now the support will be coming in a little bit higher, right around this 1.57 area. Let me just move that support line up. Yeah, the best way to buy Bitcoin, there's no video needed. There's a link in the description below. It's to BlockFi. You send a same day wire, and then it posts to your BlockFi account within an hour or two. And then that's the way that I have not bought Bitcoin over the last 3 months any other way. And it's the best experience I've ever had with any other exchange. Celsius network, I'm not familiar with. Greg saying the course is the easiest way to make 10 friends who are interested in Forex. That's true. That's true in the Telegram group. Am I worried about hackers robbing exchanges? So there are certain steps you need to take to prevent that. That includes using some form of two-factor authentication. Two-factor. I can't even pronounce the word. 2FA. as well as you could whitelist an address. What does that mean? That means that anyone withdrawing funds from that exchange could only withdraw to the one address that you have whitelisted. If you change that whitelisted address, it takes 3 days before a new address can be added. So what does that mean? If someone were to hack your account, right, you have 3 days then to contact support and get your account back before any funds could be taken. So yeah, there's risk. There's always risk. I have risk right now with my foreign exchange broker. I have risk with my my banking account. I have risk with all third parties. But Binance, for example, they got hacked for a significant amount of money last year. What was it? Was it $250 million? And they covered it. They just covered it, right? Derek, have a beautiful day. There you go. I'm gonna since I can't even pronounce it, authentication. I have a problem, right? Learning disability. I had to teach myself to read by memorizing everything. I can't sound out words. Yeah, Ledger just got hacked for like giving up all people's user data. I don't know why Ledger was holding on to users' data. Treasure, after 90 days, deletes all purchasers' information. Hey, Danny, what's going on? Never heard of it. Never heard of that. You should use the 8-hour time frame. If you don't have the 8-hour time frame, it's like a simple upgrade on TradingView. It's like $15 a month. You just go ahead and add in 8 and then hours, because the 8-hour time frame, what it'll do for your trading, it's essential. It's essential. Otherwise, you could go to the Bitcoin playlist, look at a video I have on setting up MetaTrader 4, and it tells you how to make the 8-hour time frame on MetaTrader 4. It's not easy doing analysis off MetaTrader 4 at all. Markets aren't doing too much. It looks like we're seeing some year-end profit taken. Dollar now firming up a little bit, but there's not much going on out there. Yen is weak. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you, everyone. Danny, that's awesome. That's awesome. Crypto's open over the weekend. Bitcoin never closes. Thank you all. Appreciate the big up and support. Definitely need that. On the 8-hour time frame, you don't need to upgrade TradingView. Just click your keyboard 420. Do you have a link to that? That would be, if that's true, I don't understand. But if you can make the 8-hour without upgrading, that I would definitely share that with people on how they can do that, because that's an awesome little hack right there. Jesse, have a beautiful day, my brother. Thank you, Jay. JMC, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Thanks for just being here with us and learning. I think just watching the live streams is great. I like Bitcoin too. Will, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Damn, I know you are. I see it. I know anyone who's here every day putting in the work, I know for sure where they're headed. I know it. It's clear as me. I love seeing it happen all the time. Kenneth throwing in the dap. Love it. Wow. Are you using Oanda by any chance, Stu? Silver, I mean, you could go to the beginning of the channel on Silver. That you're going to get a better a better overview if you go to the beginning of this live stream and look at what and how we went over silver. Shane, have a great weekend. Thanks, Danielle. You too, Shar. Thank you, Miguel. Ireland. Thanks, smash that like button if you learned anything. Thanks for the comment. Thanks, Sean. The 8-hour hack works for TradingView. How does that work? I want to learn it. I don't know it. I want to learn it. Lemmy saying it works. Lemmy an email, please. Thanks, Stu. You too. Have a good weekend. I love the Friday streams. They're so funny. They're so different. Thank you, Lawrence. May God bless you all too, you and your loved ones. Nope, I don't have any. The safer trade right now is waiting for the breakout above all-time highs on gold and silver above 24.50 or a steeper pullback. Thanks, Wes. Ahmed. Dan, please don't ask again. So listen, I teach people to trade in foreign exchange currency markets because it's the easiest way to learn how to understand the markets and then profit off them. And then you can go and trade any market after that. That's for sure. Most people will stay in Forex because they see the advantage. Gemma, have a beautiful weekend. Murray, Alvaro. On the main TradingView chart, just type in 480. You'll see the 8-hour time frame. You guys are awesome with the hack. That's awesome. Yeah, I think we just started the bull market. Watch the Bitcoin. Go to the playlist on the channel, and you'll see some well-presented, well-researched videos that will help you understand the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin better than anyone else. That's for sure. Mark, have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone. That's it for July. We'll see what August brings us. 480, that was the tip of the day. Yeah, I listen, this is an enormous edge for me doing this analysis with you. We're sticking, we're going through it. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have to add that in for people. Just type 480. Wow. You guys are hackers. You guys are hackers. Hey, Andre. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you always being here with us, adding so much. Always aware of it and grateful for it. And you all have a beautiful weekend, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.